Welcome once again to another Zone of Potential Quick Zap. I am your host, Coach Corinne. In my very first video, I tapped into states of mind. But what happens when we get set into thoughts that hold us back? Well, what then? What's your belief in changing those mindsets? Can you visualize what it would look like and how you would feel if you thought differently? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Your mindset. How to recognize where you are stuck and what you can do to move past that set of beliefs to get a different and more productive mindset. Before we move on, a quick note about my website, zoneofpotential.com. It's up and running. You have access to the free downloadable tools. You can contact me from there. You can request topics that you would like, etc. So go check it out. It's pretty neat. Let's jump right into your mindset. Oftentimes retract or we refrain from events that we assume that we're either not worthy of, we're not able to do, or we have a bias against. We also create habits while in that mindset that limit our growth and generate responses that we'd rather not experience. What happens is that we end up not getting where we want to be. We stagnate our intellect or our talents, and we continue to have those bad behaviors. Imagine what it would be like if you changed your beliefs to get where you want to go, to do what you really want to do, and to achieve what you would really like to. Basically, there are two types of mindsets. There's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Folks with fixed mindsets, they believe that they're limited in their ability because they were given, they were born into, they were bestowed, fill in the blank, only so much brains and so much talent. People with growth mindset, they're aware that their brains and the talent are only foundational aspects of what's necessary to grow and develop through practice and learning. So what type of mindset do you believe you have? And where did I get it from? Well, some folks believe that your mindset can be derived from a number of attributes in your life, such as your physical differences, including the size and shape of your head and your genes. Some also believe it could be part of your environment, such as your background, experiences, training, and learning methods. And this is where folks, they get fixed in what they perceive they can do. They get stuck into thinking, because my mom and dad did this or that I'm stuck doing the same thing, or I'm stuck where I am, or they're the reason why I'll continue to make the decisions I do. Some folks believe because they grew up poor and amidst crime that that's where they're going to stay, that they can't get out of that. And that is what they were meant to do. Some take what others tell them and they make those words their own truth, or they perceive others' behaviors around them to be unhelpful without question and allow that to impact how they behave in those situations. What are your beliefs about your mindset? What does this mean? How you see yourself affects how you lead your life. So if you believe something so solidly, you're going to perform in that manner. And you're going to feel the need to prove yourself all the time. Some examples. If you think you're not going to find employment, you're going to either do things that will or you won't do things that will keep you from finding employment. Personally, if you think you're a pushover and you tell yourself that, then you're going to continue to allow folks to run over you. Oh, that's the only way I can be accepted. If you see yourself as fat, regardless if you're overweight or not, you will continue to behave in a manner that keeps you where you are. You'll come up with some excuses like, I'm just big boned and I'm a failure. My folks are large too, probably hereditary. If you believe you're bad at relationships, you're going to continue to sabotage your connections. Oh, I'll be single for life because I'm a loser and I can't make connections. I have no friends. I'll never have any friends. If you finance-wise, if you believe you're poor, you're going to continue to act as if you don't have any money. Well, I come from a poor family, so I'm not worthy of having more money. I wouldn't know what to do with it anyway. It's too hard to manage, and the government takes half of it. What fixed beliefs do you have about yourself? Do you find that you need confirmation of who you are, what you do, and what you know? Do you particularly like to be evaluated? Most of us don't. Are you secretly worried or making excuses for the beliefs that you have? And what can you do to get beyond your fixed mindset? Well, first you need to understand that you're being the cause of what's going on around you. The effects that you are generating are based on what you believe about yourself and your capabilities. How do you know if you have a fixed mindset, and what can you do? Decide to change your mindset from a fixed one to a growth mindset. Now, here's some ideas. If you constantly have to prove that you're right, decide to open your mind and learn more. Be open to other people's opinions and thoughts. That doesn't mean you have to believe them, but be open to them. They're going to think what they want anyway. If you're horrible at something that you want to do, overcome it through learning. There's plenty of training classes out there. There's plenty of places to get experience. Go out and learn and do. If you find that you're hanging around with negative folks and you're getting that feedback, find folks who will not only boost your confidence, but also encourage learning and growth. They will need to tell you the truth on whether you're good or bad, but it's not that they're telling you can never do that or you can't do that. If you want to write a book and somebody is telling you you can't write a book, what will that do to you? So encourage the learning. The folks who will be positive will give you candid feedback, and they will encourage you to go along the path of making yourself better. And then speaking of paths, get off the beaten path. Cognitive thought is great for multitasking. We all know how to drive a car and talk at the same time. Well, some of us do. Some of us can't chew gum and walk, right? But that's great for multitasking, but it's not good for growth. Growth needs focus. So seek ways to get out of your comfort zone and grow. The two key words here are learn and grow. If you're going to change your mindset from a fixed to a growth mindset, you really need to pay attention to what's going on in your head. Hear what you're telling yourself. You also need to realize that you have choices. You have lots of choices. You're not stuck there. You can choose. And then tell yourself that you can or you will. And fit that within your reality. Remember, your reality is based on your time, space, matter, and energy. Is it time? Do you have enough space? Do you have enough stuff to do it with? And then are you excited about it? But you need to make it your reality. And then if it's not time yet, or you don't have enough space yet, or you don't have enough stuff yet in order to get it done, or if you're not quite sure, if you're not quite yet certain, shift your statement with the power of yet. Put yet on it and set a date and push yourself. Move into action. Plan it or just do it. And so if it's a long-term plan, something that needs a step-by-step process, plan it. If it's something you can do now, then do it. I know a lot of people who've quit smoking just by stopping. They told themselves, I am not a smoker. I am a person who smokes. If I want to get beyond that, I need to realize that I'm a person first. And then do it. What mindsets are you stuck in? Are you sabotaging areas within your work, within your careers, your partnership, your finances, your health? Do you believe that you've really reached your truest potential and you can't foresee growth in areas of your professional or personal life? Well, if so, rock on. If you're not challenging your beliefs, then you've decided not to grow. But if you're ready to grow, I'll challenge your mindset areas that are not working for you so you can move past these fixed, unhelpful states and convert them into ones that allow you to grow through experience and application in your attitude and aptitude. We all have mindsets that limit us, all of us. And holding on to these fixed beliefs, they stymie your growth. And unless we identify and change our limiting mindset thoughts, we're going to continue to experience the same dull and potentially harmful outcomes. Imagine the excitement that you're going to experience when you rediscover your potential with a growth mindset. There's no room, none at all, for a comfort zone in your zone of potential. Nor will you find a comfort zone in any of my programs. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next week.